Hi there, Dr. Gary here on the road. We sell dental practices nationwide. Today's topic is mix up getting paid at the closing table. Case study. So thank you for listening. We're going to get into that story, what happened. We give you live stories that happen as they break. We don't have time to go into a fancy studio because these things just happened. Anyway, before we start on that case study, as you know, we're now in about 18, 19, 20, I forget, I've lost count how many states, multiple states right now. We have 10 employees and 2 CPA accountants, marketing director and operations director. So we're excited to help you. Also, we have a web designer and helping us too. But we're always here to help you to buy a practice, sell a practice, appraise a practice, or be the buyer or seller's representative. We can do all of that. Give us a call. We can explain how that works. Now, we answer the phone 363 days a year. We take off Christmas and Easter. Our phone number is 201-663-0935. And our website is dentalpracticeguide.com or dentalpracticebrokers.com. Give us a call. I'll be more than happy to chat with you. Now, all the information you're about to hear today is for entertainment purposes. It is not legal or business advice. If you're thinking about selling to a big DSO, please call us because we know several of them we've worked with in the past, and they will often pay our commission based on criteria, but often our commission is paid. There's no commission to the seller. And if you work with us, we can get your legal fees reimbursed upon successful closing. So call us and we'll give you the details on that. All right? Now, when you do work with us, we're also going to get your legal fees. If you sell to a DSO, we'll get your legal fees reimbursed based on certain criteria. So call us, we'll give you the details on that, but that could work out quite well for you. Now, what about today's topic? Today's topic is confusion getting paid at the closing table. Mind you, the dentist seller had a good dental attorney, the buyer had a good dental attorney, but there was no bank. Bank's always sort of in the middle of doing the checks and balances. So the buyer was supposed to wire funds out of his account. Generally, he wires funds 2 days ahead of time or something like that to his attorney. The attorney then wires the money to the seller, and you have an official closing. This situation, things changed. The buyer never wired the money to his seller, to the buyer's attorney. So it was sort of late at night to get that. It was about 7 o'clock at this point. Now, the buyer is supposed to have money in his account the day before so he could wire it to the seller on the day of the closing. It's always wiring money. But we had a glitch in the system. There was something wrong going with the wire. The wire itself, or maybe it was the doctor it was going to, he didn't have his account set up, whatever it was. And, it was just several $1,000s, over $100,000. So you would think that everything would work out. We would come up with an alternative. Well, not exactly. Because what happened was the seller had trouble wiring the money to the buyer. There was some kind of breakdown in his bank systems. And the buyer really wanted his money and didn't want to wait for the next day for another wire to head. So what did the buyer do? Say, look, whatever you do, just give me the money. So this is, several $100,000. So the buyer accepts a check from the seller for the selling price of the practice instead of receiving wired funds, which is more protective. The seller gets the check, deposits the check the same day or the next day, and his computer at the bank prints out it's going to be a 7 workday wait, or almost a 12-day non-working days, including the work days. So in 7 days, you got to go through everything, through the weekends and everything. All right? But the 7 days just means business working day, generally Monday through Friday. Now, this seller who received the funds is going crazy because he's just not waiting 7 days, he's waiting 12 days. And who knows what can happen in the meantime. Obviously, we know this buyer is pretty honest. And the seller and the seller's attorney said we should really get this as an electronic wire because you get it, same day within a few hours. But the seller was insistent on it. And what happened is, I think on Wednesday it's going to clear for him. But it's very aggravating. So you don't do that. You don't take things into your own hand. Listen to your attorney. But clearing time for a larger check could be 5 to 7 days. So bear that in mind when you're waiting and doing the deal. You have to check everything. You had the closing, now you're receiving the funds, or simultaneously funds and closing. You just can't sit back. You got to be on your game every day. That's kind of the way it is. So this situation we hope is going to work out. We're still in the middle of it, a little bit of turmoil. We just hope it's going to work out. And we'll keep you posted. Well, thank you, team, for listening. You hit the like button down there, and you'll hear some of the other videos before anybody else hears them. Because it still takes us 24, 48 hours to turn them around, sometimes longer. So by listening here, you'll pick up a lot of information. We're happy to share it with you. All right, we'll speak to you soon. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye now.